If you're looking for something great to grow right now, something that will bring you the most satisfaction of any vegetable you can grow, it's radishes. Radishes are a cold weather crop. You can plant them super early. You can grow them all through the year. They will get hotter as the summer months get on, but you can. They're super hardy. You can plant them super early in the year, grow them all year long, or use that space for some of your summer crops and then replant them again in the fall. And they're something that are going to provide a lot of satisfaction as they're very fast growing and very easy to grow. We're going to plant some today. Let's get to it. We're going to be growing radishes today. These are the two kinds of radishes we're going to be growing. We're going to be growing cherry bell radishes and sparkler white tip radishes. Sparkler white tip radishes are your basic generic kind of radishes. They're very, very common. They're very easy to grow. They're a fantastic radish type if you're just starting out. Cherry bells I like also. They're a very rich and sort of creamy kind of radish that you grow in the early springtime when they're grown in that cool weather. They have a fantastic flavor. They don't get as spicy as the sparkler white tip would, at least in my opinion anyways. The sparkler white tip would get a bit spicier as the warmer weather progresses, and if you start growing them in the summer, you'll notice that, there's a bit more flavor to them. Whereas the cherry bells, they'll still get a bit of extra if you're growing it in hotter weather, but for the most part, they're a very smooth, creamy radish, and I really enjoy them. We're doing, this is going to be a succession plant actually. We already have plenty of radishes on the go that we'll take a look at later in this video, but we're not actually going to be planting too many of them today. That's what you'll be seeing anyways. We're going to be growing them in multi-sowing modules, which means that we'll just be planting them in these little cell packs here that I'm reusing from a couple years ago. This is essentially what it looks like here. This is what we're going for. These are about 4 weeks old. This is a bit longer actually than I would want them growing in their multi-cell packs. I kind of wish I planted these out last week or even 2 weeks ago, but later on in the video we're going to be planting these out in the garden today too, so you'll get to see that. But this is essentially what we're going for. So I'm going to get to filling our cell packs and we'll get to some multi-cell planting. I've got my cell pack here full of soil. I'm going to plant 2 of them with the sparkler white tips and then 1 of them with the cherry bell. I'm just going to put a bunch of these in my hand here. And I'm just going to drop 4 seeds into each module. Just like this. Sometimes I'm a little bit more, sometimes I'm a little less. It's not really that big of a deal. If extra grow, I'm going to thin them out to 4 anyways. If the seed was older, I would just plant a few extras in there and make sure that I have enough that are gonna that are gonna sprout. But this is pretty new seed, so I'm not too worried about them sprouting. So I'm just aiming for 4. If some end up with 3, it's no big deal. But now we'll do the cherry bell. There we go. And yeah, so if I get 4 seeds per module, then just right there I got 16, and I got 32, and I got 48. So I got 48 radishes right here. That would be one. That would be an excellent succession for me right there. So I'm just going to take about 1/4 inch of soil and just sprinkle it on top. Spread it out there a little bit. 1/4 inch of soil, spread it out on top. 1/4 inch of soil, spread it out on top. Make sure they get watered in nice and good. And this method works for lots of different things. It works for onions. It works for beetroot. There's lots of different ways you can plant like this. So that's these guys set. We're just going to set them here, and we're going to let them germinate. And once they germinate, I'll take them inside and I'll put them into the grow lights, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go get these guys in the ground because they've been in these modules way longer than I want them to be in. So we're gonna go plant them. So let's do that. So these are our radishes here. These ones that I transplanted in a couple of days ago. They'll probably be ready in a few weeks. And then a few weeks after that, these guys will be ready to go. We're just gonna continue along the line here, planting them in here. And we're in a cold frame now. This time of year, we probably don't actually need this cold frame, but it's used to harden off some other stuff, so I'm leaving it up, but we're gonna plant them in here. After this, they're a great crop for succession crop because they're so quick going. And so after these are done, this is where our tomatoes are gonna go in this bed, and some of our peppers for growing salsa and tomato sauce. But yeah, we're gonna put radishes in here first just to get it going so we don't have an empty bed, and we're gonna see how it goes. This is my stick for making my holes, and I'm just gonna move the soil aside here. These are our multi-sown radishes. As I say, you can plant them directly into the ground. A lot of people recommend that that's what you do, but we're going to focus on the multi-sown ones for right now, and we'll talk about the direct sown ones a little bit later. But they're very easy, and whatever it is that you end up doing, whatever method you choose, they are great. These multi-sowing are actually a little bit of an experiment for me. I've never actually grown them in multi-sowing, but Charles Dowding is a fantastic gardener on YouTube that I encourage you to check out his channel. And this is the way that he grows them. And so I'm super interested to see how they turn out. good watering in. Make sure that there's no air around the root ball that we just planted. Give them a good start. And yeah, hopefully in a few weeks we'll have a good harvest video for you. I'm just going to keep watering them a bit more, but yeah, hopefully we'll have a good harvest video for you in a few weeks. Let's go. So these are the radishes I direct seeded probably 2 weeks ago, maybe. So they're already coming up. It was a little bit colder 2 weeks ago, so they grow a bit slower outdoors if you're not direct sowing them like we did earlier today. Because it was colder, I did also cover it with a bit of horticultural fleece, which I'll keep doing this week. We're supposed to get below zero for a couple of days at nighttime, especially. So at nighttime, I'm probably going to cover them up and we'll see how it goes. Radishes don't actually want a super fertile soil, which is kind of weird, I know. Normally when we plant things, we want to pump it full of a lot of nitrogen and things like that. But radishes, especially it's the nitrogen, they don't want a whole lot of nitrogen. They if you put in too much nitrogen, you're going to grow a lot of leaves, and you're not going to grow so many bulbs that the radishes themselves form. So you want to make sure you don't put too much. I've actually intercropped this. So in between these, with these stakes that you see here, there's actually parsnips growing up there. And by the time these are well established and almost even ready to harvest, those parsnips will probably start growing up. So that's a great, radishes are a great vegetable to do that with different things like that. As I say, the other bed we put them in, they're growing there. We're going to succession plant those with tomatoes, but these ones are going to be great for growing in between. And it helps me sort of maintain where the rows are. Yes, there's a few weeds. I'll get those out as soon as this video is done. But they're great to help me keep track of where the lines are for the parsnips. And then, yeah, once these are done, I'll know exactly where my parsnips are because they will start coming up by then. So in a few weeks, we'll be pulling these guys out too. We'll probably already have planted even some more radishes and just to keep them going because they're really easy and a really great crop to keep doing that with. So hopefully that's all you need to know about radishes. Yeah, the key thing, they don't like a whole lot of nitrogen, so don't worry about that. They're super cold hardy. They will survive some pretty severe temperatures, so don't be afraid of that. And yeah, those are my main tips for growing radishes. Thanks for checking out the video today. I hope that you give these a shot, especially if you're a new gardener, if you're new to gardening and haven't grown a whole lot of things yet and you want to start things from seed and get used to doing that. This is a great place to start, and you can get it started very early in the year. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you next time.